Greetings from the tropical island paradise. I'm on a small island here in Southeast Asia. We're going to be talking about the Bitcoin predictions for the month of July, but none of this is financial or investment advice. If you're new here, I'm Jack. I'm an engineer on Crypto Astrologer. I combine technical analysis with astrology. That's what I've been doing for years now. Ignore the spam in the comments below and watch this video all the way to the end because I'll be giving the Bitcoin predictions at the end. And smash the like button. If we get the likes to 300 this video, I'll make an XRP, Solana, and Ethereum videos for July. Let's dive into the July general astrology. This is obviously for the astrology enthusiasts. So July 4th, we have Venus conjuncting Uranus. Venus, the planet of money and what we value, conjuncting Uranus, which can bring unpredictability, right? So we got, but that's overall positive as Venus can bring that positivity. But July 5th, we have Neptune retrograding. This can bring confusion to the markets, can bring some cloudiness. And historically, with crypto, Neptune retrograde can represent a peak or consolidation period. So keep that in mind. July 6th, we have Venus sextiling Saturn and Neptune. It's overall positive there. Venus, the planet of money and what we value and love, on July 7th is trining Pluto. That's very good. July 8th, we have a wild card because Uranus is ingressing into Gemini. Now, in Western astrology, this is a very big deal. In sidereal astrology, this is not happening, so it's not as significant with sidereal. But we have, typically when Uranus ingresses into a new sign, we can get a major market shift. Now, it doesn't give exactly if that's in the positive or negative direction, so just more major volatility with that. July 18th, we have Venus sextiling Mercury. That's positive. We'll take that. July 19th, we have Mercury retrograding. Well, it's interesting that it's Mercury is extended in Leo, so that, I say that it's when Mercury's been in one sign for a very long time and it's retrograding in that sign, and it stays in that sign all the way through the retrograde. It can stay in a sign for a couple months. So last time we had this happen in the sign of Leo, we did get a pump and a dump with crypto. So keep that in mind. July 21st, we have Mars conjuncting the South Node. It's a bit negative there. July 22nd, we have Sun sextiling Uranus, bringing more unpredictable swings. But with a positive sextile, that could be positive. But then Venus, we have Venus squaring Mars, minor negative there on the 23rd. July 24th, we have Sun trining Saturn and Neptune. That's positive. July 25th, we have the Sun opposing Pluto, potentially bringing in some more volatility. Now we're going to look specifically at the Bitcoin astrology. So this is the aspects that the planets are making to the Bitcoin astrology chart, which is based on the day Bitcoin was born way back in 2009 after the great financial crisis. So we have July 4th, Jupiter is opposing the Bitcoin natal Mars. So volatile, very volatile on July 4th. July 7th through 14th, we have lots of positive minor transits. I could even show you guys that here on the Bitcoin chart. When we look at the astrology, we go to July. And, you know, we do have Venus squaring the Bitcoin Venus, and we have the Sun opposing the Bitcoin Sun. So a little bit of volatility, more volatility on the 5th. But then if you take a look here, right after Neptune stations retrograde, it's interesting that we have Neptune stationing retrograde, and then we have Uranus ingressing into the sign of Gemini. But then we have all of these positive transits with Venus trining the Bitcoin Mercury. Mercury, the planet of trading, on July 7th. That's very positive. Then we have Venus sextiling the Bitcoin Moon, Mars trining the Bitcoin Sun, the Sun trining the Bitcoin Uranus. Uranus is being the planet of technology and crypto, so we'll take all of the positive aspects to Uranus that we can get. Venus sextiling the Bitcoin Ascendant, the Sun sextiling. So these are all positive aspects to planets on the Bitcoin chart, all the way through the 14th in Southeast Asia time. That'd be to the 13th in American time. So we'll take that. Those are quite positive for most of the first half of July. So very interesting there. And July 13th, we then have Uranus squaring the Bitcoin Venus. That's a bit of a concern because Uranus just enters into a new sign, and right after it squares the Bitcoin Venus, which is a sensitive area on the Bitcoin chart. Yeah, so that's definitely a bit concerning. It's almost, it's unpredictable because Uranus, in astrology we say Uranus is unpredictability. So we can't even predict this, but we could get some wild price swings around July 13th. Now I'm not sure if that's in the positive or negative direction. So this is really tricky, very difficult to predict. July 15th, we have Uranus trining the Bitcoin progressing sun, and that's positive. Building some long-term positive momentum there potentially, as Uranus is the planet of technology and crypto, making that positive aspect. So we'll take that. July 16th, Pluto is conjuncting the Bitcoin Mercury. This is the second pass. Some astrologers are a bit concerned about this. It's another unpredictable aspect here because Pluto has never conjuncted the Bitcoin Mercury before. It brings a lot of transformation, a lot of conversations, communications on the world stage about the power of Bitcoin, and we're seeing that with the governments. Like many governments are really, a lot of governments are quietly buying up Bitcoin. So we're seeing a lot of that, but there could be more transformations here. Especially this year as that aspect continues throughout the year. July 20th, we have Mars opposing the Bitcoin Uranus. More volatility on July 20th. Now let's put the astrology aside and let's take a look at the charts, shall we? So Bitcoin is hanging out around 107 as we speak right now. It's following this blue channel relatively closely. We're seeing some resistance at 108,000. We could certainly see a little bit more correction is certainly possible. You know, we could do something like this. There is a 50% level potential support area at 104. I mean, worst case scenario, we could head down below the 100s again, but I think it's more likely I don't know, we could have just more volatility and then eventually work our way up. And I'm not sure if we are going to just continue to have volatility throughout the month of July. We just kind of go up and down, or if we're going to head out here very soon. It's very tricky to predict, especially with Neptune retrograding, which, like I said, typically can mark a peak around July 4th, or consolidation. So yeah, it's very tricky here. But let's take a look at the weekly scale. Let's look at our weekly close. And Bitcoin closed the previous week at 108. So very positive weekly close there. And let's take a look at the RSI here. RSI is still trying to make its way up. Looking like it's, I like this bounce off of this moving average line, the yellow moving average. And if we can get past this 70 level, that would be a very good, yeah, that'd be a very good sign. And even better, if we want to see a mega bull run, we need to get past this level at 78 on the weekly, and then ideally 88. So we still have a lot of work to do there. But if we can start moving up, that would be very good. Then the stochastic RSI has been heading down. It's been showing some weakness on the weekly scale. But interesting, if we zoom out a bit more, on the 2-week scale, it's trying to work its way up in terms of the stochastic RSI. And then on the monthly scale, it is breaking up already. So typically when we're low, it's undervalued, the asset, and then when we're high, it's overvalued. Good thing that we're heading up here on the monthly stochastic RSI. And similarly, we're seeing that with the total market cap. If we go here, yep, total market cap is heading up here as well. And the RSI is on the monthly scale is holding a pretty good base here for the total market cap. And So we like to see that. Additionally, we have the USDT dominance. That's the tether dominance, where in this last month we sold all the way down to 4.5, and then we went all the way up to 5.25. And that was concerning because when the USDT dominance goes way up, then that means crypto's going down. But the good thing is that we had sellers, basically means they were selling USDT and buying crypto all the way down here. So we actually saw a lot of sellers come in last month. As for the Bitcoin dominance had a very bullish month and a very bullish week a couple weeks ago right here, where it got this major green bar. A lot of buyers stepped in for Bitcoin on the global stage. Last week we saw sellers coming back in, so bringing a little bit of hope for the altcoins there. Now if we zoom out, this gets really interesting. When in doubt, zoom out, and you see here that I took a Fibonacci line from the peak, and this is all the way back in 2020, to the bear market lows, and we get the Fibonacci, the 50% levels, and the typical Fibonacci levels. I'll bring it over here, and we are now at the 0.786 Fibonacci level. That's 66%, and we almost got there. We got very, very close to this green line. Very, very close. And the good news about this is typically this is where we can see major resistance. And so Bitcoin could, poke its way a little bit more perhaps. It could even poke above. We don't want to go too much above. But if it pokes, around this level, we could see some more resistance. Maybe it'll hang out there, or maybe it might get a strong rejection. That would be the most bullish scenario for altcoins. If you are holding those precious altcoins that still haven't got off on a major run yet, there could be hope. There could be some hope around the corner. Not guaranteed, but if we also look at the RSI here on the weekly scale, we're seeing this trend line here, where ever since October 2023, we have poked this trend line 3 times. The last time was April 28th, and we're getting a little closer to that. We just got a rejection here. We'll see if it's possible we head up maybe one more time, or if we're just going to start to head down after this, and that would bring a major altcoin run. So the fact that we're potentially getting resistance on this trend line, that would be extremely bullish for altcoins, because we could head all the way down to this support down here in the most bullish case scenario. But as we know, crypto is highly volatile, so we could see something more along the line. Something maybe more realistic is something like this, perhaps, where we just see more volatility and then we head down eventually. And I'll be sharing some really interesting charts at the end of this video that you're not going to want to miss, that could hint when we are going to get the most explosive move in crypto. Now for the long-term daily exchange volume, it's interesting. I mean, we had our peak back in December of last year when we got a major run, and then things fell off. Things tried to recover it, but it got a lower high, which typically means prices are going back down, which is what we saw for February, March, April. And it has just been heading down and down and down, and now look like we're starting to consolidate here. The tricky part of this is that typically moves in price that go way up are not sustainable if we don't get higher and higher daily exchange volume. So we'll have to see this start to work its way up if we really want to start to see a progressive long-term move up for crypto, because it's still hanging down here quite low. Now it's not as low as, if we go way back, it's not as low as the bear market back in 2020, right around here. It's not that low, so it is still a bit higher than the bear market, but we definitely don't want to be in a bear market. We want to see this working its way out so we can see sustainable moves up, and then potentially an altcoin run at some point. Lastly, if we look at the United States ISM, this is a very, very important chart, underrated. Not everybody knows about this, but this is the Purchasing Managers Index, the United States ISM. And, typically this peaks out and then we get a crypto bull run. And then when it drops way low, then we don't get any run for crypto. So it's still hanging out very low, and it's actually pretty surprising that Bitcoin has done so well. But this is really arguably the reason altcoins have done so poorly, is we have been hanging out down on these levels ever since the bear market in 2022. And we've tried to make our way up, but we just keep getting rejected back down. Now, the good news is if we start to see a big move up here, and we're going to get this reading, the next reading in the next, I think, 24 to 48 hours from now. If we get a nice bounce up off of this yellow trend line here, this moving average, that would be quite bullish. But we'll have to wait and see. The ISM has not done much in the last few years. But once this breaks out, man, get ready, because the last time we had a big breakout was 2020 and that led to the 2021 mega bull run for crypto. So keep our eyes on that. Definitely stay tuned, subscribe, so you can see more of my updates on this, as this will really point us in the right direction for those altcoins. Now, for the astrology enthusiasts, Mars is in the sign of Virgo, and historically, Mars in Virgo translates very well for Bitcoin. Bitcoin historically has done very well when Mars is in Virgo. So we take a look at the astrology. Mars is right here in Virgo, and how long is it going to be in there? All the way through, let's go all the way to August 8th, I believe, August 7th. And that's when it switches into Libra. Libra is also quite bullish as well for Bitcoin. If we look at the data here, it does very well in Virgo, also quite well in the next bar here. After this, the red arrow, you go to the next bar, and it does quite well in Libra too. So that's painting us some bullish momentum there. We'll definitely take that. Now, Bitcoin seasonality, historically, this is how Bitcoin does throughout the months of the year. And July, it does pretty well. I'd say almost about average. Nothing to get super excited about, but we'll take that. 10% for July. Bitcoin does well. August is less, and then September is the worst month of the year. So we'll take that. There could be a move up in July. However, it's very interesting that we did quite well in June. If we look at the Bitcoin price chart, we look at the previous monthly close, June did a lot better than usual. Let's see where. Well, okay, June wasn't super exciting, but we did get a green bar there. But historically, as you can see on the chart, July we do better than June. So it's not guaranteed, but that's just the kind of the probabilities of what we're looking at. So I'll take that. Subscribe to see more critical crypto and astrology updates. Smash that subscribe button, really appreciate it. And now I want to show you some really powerful charts that I wanted to go through today. This is the GMI Weighted Global City Economic and Inflation Surprise Index, and it's from Rahul Powell. And it's showing a big move up. You look at this black line towards the end of the year, and so that's actually showing potential major move up for global markets, which undoubtedly should translate and should spill over into crypto. So we will take that, and we go to the next chart here. In this chart, it also shows a very similar thing, a big major explosion upwards. This is compared to the NASDAQ, the year over year percentage, and the previous one was for Bitcoin. So that's also looking good towards the end of the year. And let's take a look at this one. Global M2 also shows a major move up. It just keeps going up and up and up, all the way potentially into Q4 of this year. That's the last 3 months. So man, that's looking very good as well. So we're seeing a lot of potential macro bullish data here, which undoubtedly should spill over into crypto. Either Q4 of this year, maybe spill over into next year, 2026. So for those who have been losing hope with crypto, they've been watching their altcoins go down, down, down. We look at the altcoins in the others chart. The altcoins haven't done super well, through this period right here. Perhaps there is some hope. There's some light at the end of the tunnel. All right, so we will take that, altcoin holders. I am in the same boat with y'all. Now, major announcement, guys. I'm launching a Crypto Astro Awakening Retreat, November 1st through the 7th this year. And this is timely because, just like I was saying, in Q4, October, November, December, we could see a major move up for crypto, including your prized altcoins. Now, this is a transformational retreat for heart-centered crypto investors. I want to support those who are making the world a better place. So this retreat is for you if you want to catch the next parabolic move up. Just like I showed you on those charts, things are looking good, especially, if not this summer, towards the end of the year. This retreat is for you if you aim to maximize your profits towards the market peak, which we could get this year or spilling into next year is what I'm thinking. You believe crypto can be a part of building a regenerative new world. Now, in my opinion, these crypto profits are not just for benefiting, for selfish reasons and just being more of a consumer in this extremely overly consumeristic world. Let's actually use these gains to create a better world. And I have many exciting ideas and business plans around this idea that I will share more on this retreat. You also want to join a soul-aligned investor community in paradise. Who would not want that? All right, to mastermind in this beautiful island paradise. Now, this will be in Bali, by the way. So in 2025 could be one of the biggest crypto bull runs in history, and this retreat is perfectly timed for you to align with the cycles, upgrade your strategies, and step into your wealth destiny. What you'll get, now this is over arguably $10,000 in value or more, and I'll explain. The art of crypto astrology you're going to learn. Learn the hidden timing tools to optimize your profit-taking windows. Okay, so I have some really powerful astrology secrets that can help you identify when is the best time to lock in those gains. Now, I also have an expert guest astrology teacher. You will get insider forecasts for the astrology of 2025 and 2026. Now, you'll also get crypto peak profit sessions with me, where I'll take you through step by step how to maximize your wealth in this rare window of opportunity. Like we were saying, it could be the end of this year, could be even into next year. Now, you'll also get yoga, meditation, and sound healing to reset your nervous system for clarity and peace. Because if we let the emotions get the best of us, if we're, drowning in just charts all day and we're maxed out, we're not going to be able to take those profits at the right time. We're going to be mentally overwhelmed. We're not going to be clear-headed, and we're going to make major mistakes. Okay, so this is why it's so important, in my opinion. Meditation, yoga, sound healing, these kinds of things can give us that clarity we need to capitalize at the market peak or towards the market peak. Also, you'll get nourishing gourmet meals throughout this retreat. There's extremely healthy, delicious food prepared with love. You'll get sacred spring water baths. Cleanse your spirit in Bali's crystalline waters. This is one of the best parts of this retreat experience. We're going to go to this gorgeous resort where they have all of these beautiful crystalline waters for us to bathe in. It was the highlight of everybody's retreat last time, and it could be this time as well. So by the way, this is my second time running this retreat, so it's going to be even better the second time. And then you get an optional healing session. This is actually another one of the highlights from the last retreat. You will receive deep guidance from a traditional Balinese healer. Actually, we have a Balinese healer here, and he will give you a healing session that the retreat attendees were raving about last time. In fact, some of the attendees got multiple sessions with this Balinese healer. So that was absolutely incredible. Now, you can also get optional channeling and spiritual guidance. My face is in the way there, but you will gain insight from trusted psychic practitioners, which actually includes my wife, and she's a trained psychic If you believe in that or not, it's going to be extremely powerful. And I am actually on the down low, I'm also have some gifts in this area as well with intuitive and spiritual guidance. And so I will share that with you. What you'll get with over all of $10,000 in value is you'll get more excursions to Bali's most magical sites. So I've lived here for 5 years. I'm going to take you to waterfalls, temples, and cultural adventures that you will never, ever forget. Bali is an incredibly beautiful, magical place with absolutely amazing spiritual energy here. You'll have to come here to fully understand what I'm saying. You will feel it when you arrive. You will also get group calls with me, yours truly, before the retreat. Get grounded in your strategy and purpose before you arrive, all right? So we're going to dive into things like your crypto strategy and astrology, and have you meet the other group attendees of this retreat. We're going to cultivate an amazing, small, curated group. You know, it's all about the most valuable people that we can get together so that we can mastermind. So limited time early bird offer expires at the end of this month. We're already in July. Part of me can't even believe, like, wow, we're already in July 2025. But the total value is arguably over $10,000. I mean, how much do you value like maximizing your profits and then having this amazing, magical, unforgettable experience in Bali and networking and meeting other amazing like-minded investors that who knows where that could lead to if you team up and partner with other people or start businesses that change the world after this. Like that's my intention. So it's tough to put any price on this really, but today's price is $5,000. But that's not where I'm going to stop, because I'm going to cross that out. And today, this month, you can get started with only a $250 deposit to save your spot. And specifically, since you're watching this video and you're part of my amazing community here on YouTube, you're an avid watcher, or maybe you just stumbled across this video and this is really resonating with you, you resonated with me, you would then do only 4 monthly installments of $597 to get access to this amazing, life-changing, powerful retreat that you will never forget. I'm telling you guys, Bali is absolutely incredible and it's going to change your life. After July, the price increases to 4 payments of $997, so you will save $1,600 by reserving your spot earlier, okay? I want to reward you for taking fast action, for trusting your gut, for trusting me. All right, so I'm going to give you that amazing deal there. Now, spaces are limited to 10 spots. I want to keep this a small curated group so that we can really dive deep and really get to know one another. Register now to claim your spot by clicking the link below and ride the 2025 wave with clarity, strategy, and soul. All right, so now the moment you've been waiting for, watching this video, the Bitcoin predictions. Well, unfortunately, July is extremely difficult to predict. More volatility and unpredictable swings in price are likely because we have Uranus switching signs into Gemini, bringing just major volatility. We have Neptune stationing retrograde, which can bring a little bit of a stall. So I still think, I'm leaning bullish for July. I think we'll likely get higher prices. We could even get an altcoin run. But if not in July, I would say definitely in August. And so for that reason, if for whatever weakness we see in the charts, in the crypto charts for July, I would be buying. Personally, I can't give any financial advice. That's just what I'm doing. Now, I am mostly all in currently, so I have to eat my words a little bit there, and I'm also willing to hold a year or more, so I'm willing to hold into next year if needed. I do have still a small amount of cash, which I might put into the market if we do see more dumps in July, but other than that, man, I'm basically all in, so I'm feeling very bullish. I'm willing to hold till the end of the year into next year. Like I was saying, we could get a mega parabolic move up, so I'm super excited, man. All right, so share this video with someone who could benefit from this, someone who's an astrology lover, who's also invested in crypto. Really appreciate it. Thank you guys so much. And here is a little picture of me and my baby girl. She's 3 months now. We have taken her on this beautiful paradise island here in the Gili Islands, and we are blissing out right now. I came out of my vacation to make this video, guys. So much love to you. I really care about you guys. I care about your success. Let's create success together. All right, much love, everybody. Click the links below if you want to learn more about the retreat, and I'll see you on the next video. Peace.